Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Ah! You know what I just did? Do you know what I just did? Oh my God! I was laughing away to myself. I clicked the end broadcast button instead of like the adding me to a stream button. That would have been really dumb. I'm really glad they have Are You Sure button now. For the first time I needed the Are You Sure button. I did need it. Oh boy, did I nearly goof up. How is everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Where are you in the world? I hope it's nice. I hope it's great. It is nice and great because I'm beginning to think that good times is a state of being. It's a state of mind. I'm feeling a bit, holistic. I'm doing this series called the 48 Ways to Wisdom, which means that I'm going over them myself, and I haven't gone over them for years. And right now we're like, I just recorded it tomorrow's one, right? Because I wanted to try and get ahead, get a bump on it. So, but a lot of these things are things that are just like I incorporated into myself and a second nature to me now, right? And they're so incredibly I can't imagine living without any of them. So it's a good series. Go check it out. Do go check it out. It's isn't it? I try and make them short. There are different things every day. Essentially, the 48 Ways to Wisdom. If you haven't seen the series, it's there's this thing called the Mishnah, which is a codification of Jewish law. Jewish law was meant to be mainly oral, right? Mainly an oral tradition. And then a bunch of rabbis were getting killed by the Romans, right? Who are a lot less powerful than Google. If you think about that, the Talmud talks about the Romans with just such fear. Yeah, and like they are so terrible. The Romans are the bad guys in the Talmud. That's from about 2,000 years ago, a little less, 1,700 years ago, right? But they talk about the Romans with such fear and hatred. It's so weird, and they're so much less powerful than YouTube is, that Google is, that Facebook is. It's really incredible, right? It's really incredible. The most powerful empire that shook the world is minuscule compared to YouTube. It's very frightening indeed. So anyway, I was saying, this thing called the Mishnah, a bunch of the rabbis are being killed. So there started to be arguments over what the oral tradition was, right? So they wrote it down in a thing called the Mishnah, but it was in very abbreviated format, so you'll still need to be taught it, right? However, a lot more rabbis got killed, and 300 years later, they had to write down an explanation, also in like somewhat cryptic form, in a something called the Talmud. That's what I study every day. The Talmud. If you do a page a day, it takes you about 7.5 years to go through the whole thing, right? Just been through it once. So anyway, the Mishnah. Basically, it's a bunch of laws, but you got one a section called Pirkei Avot, which is ethics of our fathers, which is essentially a wisdom that the rabbis wanted to transmit through the ages. So stuff they thought that was important for people to know, and they're right. It's a really cool thing, Pirkei Avot, ethics of our fathers. So also, I just got a thing here from Bounding in the Comics about Joss Whedon. We're going to look at that in a minute. So what one of them is one of these Mishnahs, one of these laws is so there are 48 ways to acquiring wisdom, and this is them, and he lists them, and they list them in like one or two words each. So my Rabbi Noah Weinberg, who's the reason I got that I'm religious, reason I'm a rabbi. It's it was when was it? It was 1990. It was December 91. I became religious. It was. I was in Israel on an open ticket. I'd just been to Dahab, which is a bit of a nice hippie paradise in the Sinai. And then my life fell apart. What I was going to do in the coming year got derailed, right? I was going to get back to art school after having like a rather crappy year or so after I dropped out. I dropped out because I got a job on Revolver. I had a strip. I managed to sell them. And then they went under. So yeah, but anyway, so then I was working in a video, so I had to do it all for a year. But anyway, I was in Israel, right, and just in Dahab, getting very, very, very high in the Sinai Desert, and came back, and then my life totally fell apart, right. And the next day, and before I went there, before that happened, I was in the old city of Jerusalem, and there was this. I was picked up by a guy who was clearly looking to proselytize Jews, right? To teach them, show them the light. I was totally not religious, right? I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll listen to you. I'll listen to what you got to say. So I went. They told me the different classes. I said, yeah, I'll probably go in the morning. I'll check it out. That night, my life fell apart, right? So then in the morning, I'm a bit distraught. I go to the class. I had long hair back then. And the first class is Rav Noach, right? Rav Noach. Big burly guy. He's like the Thing. But he's got big white beard. He's like a Santa who could beat you up. Yeah. And he's wearing a white shirt and black pants and a black hat, right? And a black jacket, which is what they wear, right? And so I'm sitting there going, oh, my life's just blown up. My life literally blown up. This is a bit of a problem. Well, how do I process this? So then he walks in and he says, so I'm going to tell you, you know what problems are? Problems are just God trying to get your attention. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Yeah, because I always believed in a random universe, but a lot of stuff had happened that seemed directed over the previous year. It was weird. It was weirding me out, right? It was really freaking me out. God was trying to get my attention, and I was like, well, that all makes sense. And I said, well, that bit again. And so that I decided right then, become religious. I'm like, well, I was just convinced instantly, I feel I've had a relationship with God ever since, which is weird, right? But I genuinely do. The relationship is normally him telling me to do better, right? That seems to be a lot of the relationship. But yeah, I do. I genuinely feel like I've had a relationship with God ever since. And so his thing was the 48 Ways of Wisdom. He took this Mishnah, right, and he expanded on each one into a class. And they're really, really clever ideas. And they're things that you don't have to believe in God to do. It's just helpful to you, right? And if you believe in God, it helps. I think probably, but it doesn't. It's not predicated on having a Jewish worldview. These are just things like. The one tomorrow's one is about appreciating wisdom. Try and find a wise person and just absorb from them, just hang around them. Which it does make it works. It makes you a better person. Listening to people is a good thing. Which is bad because I always listen to myself. So anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking. So, I've been saying I think the end of the world is coming. I still do, but if it doesn't happen in the next, I would say 25 days, the likelihood of it happening goes, I say, down. And then if it does happen in the next 60 days, when I say happen. Yeah, things you can tell when something's about to go, about a week out. Normally you have about a week's notice before, when things get weird, right? At least that. If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen. I've always said, it will happen out of the blue, right? We won't see it coming. So if it's going to happen, I'm trying to think what could it be that will start off. So again, I'm just theorizing. I have no idea. This is me as a writer, right? But I can see. China is aggressively expanding. China is indeed aggressively expanding, and they're culturally expanding. I think they want to quash American culture. I think they want to supplant their culture. Did I say in the last live stream, the thing that really freaked me out that I read on, where was it? I can't remember. Was it Gizmodo? I don't know, one of these tech websites, was there was over the last since January, there's been a weird flooding of Asian porn on the porn websites, right? Theorizing that it's an attempt to supplant the westernized ideal of beauty, right? Ideal of like, all American, blonde hair, blue eyed, I mean, whatever, you know what I mean, right? And the weird thing is, I can sort of see that happening, right? I can sort of see them, because the Chinese do weird things like that, right? I do think we're at the end of a about 20-year plan to destroy the West. I mean, we're so divided right now. That if China or Russia want to do anything, we don't have the strength. Like let's say if China thought that America was a threat, was going to threaten them, I think China is bold enough to like nuke, do a tactical nuke on Manhattan, or I would say more Silicon Valley, right? That's what I think it would want to show its cultural dominance, right? I'm getting the feeling they're getting ready to. So if anything was going to happen, I can see that would break down, right? That China has a need to bitch slap America because it feels it can, right? I can and like, well, that seems pretty. That seems reasonably possible, right? So I'm not saying but I think that would start off a lot of nuclear conflict around the world, right? I think that I think that would certainly have a domino effect. So anyway, if you see anything happening, if that doesn't happen in the next 25 days, right, we don't start heading towards that, which the trouble is the news isn't really telling you what's going on. Again, China seems to be moving to invade Taiwan, and Russia seems to be going into Ukraine, right? It's that seems to be going down in the nearest future, and the news is useless, right? The news is the news is all Pravda now, right? There is no free news. So I don't know. I get most of my news from Crowder, right? Which is incredible. I'm like, oh my God, they just did a whole piece on Media Matters I was listening to. It's really wild. Anyway, let me get to the chat. We do have. I actually done a lot of work for the show today. I've transcribed the entire Star Trek Discovery trailer, and I've got over 60 screen grabs. I'm gonna perform it for you because I do not want to get a strike. I don't want to get a strike. They're coming after me, right? I got to be a bit paranoid. I'm absolutely able to get away with this. I'm literally going to be performing it. It's like, I kind of hope the apocalypse is coming, because I can't believe we live in the world where they're going to make another season of Star Trek Discovery. And the amazing thing is, I actually mean that, right? I actually genuinely probably mean that. Like, can the world have devolved to such a level that it's verboten to say that you think, penises are, generally speaking, belong to boys? It's a bit weird. It's a bit strange. I mean, and I do think it all comes from a real hatred of God, right? I really think it all comes from a real genuine hatred of God. As I said, listen, I don't know what's going to go down. I just think. I think something in the next few weeks, right? I think so. And then hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm just been somewhat delusional. And that'll be great. That'll be great news. So that means we're not, there's not going to be a global apocalypse, which will be a good thing. And maybe. I don't know. Look, if anything goes down, here's what I would say. Let's think of it as a beginning. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to the bit afterwards, which is supposed to start, I don't know, around September. So whatever it is, probably going to be pretty quick. It's supposed to be scary, though, right? At the end of the days, they always say it's going to be, everybody says, no, I don't want to live there. But they talk about it in the Talmudic literature. They're like, yeah, I want to live at the end of the days, but I don't want to live through the travails of the end of the days. I do have a theory, though. There's the cultural divide, the cultural war is actually the war of Gog versus Magog, right? Because I always thought, the thing that the feature of that is there are two sides which are indistinguishable from each other, which seems to be it's a civil war, right? and Gog Magog, and it's like it's just looking at the same thing, I think, from a different point of view, from a different direction, and both completely believing their point of view, and disbelieving the others, which is, I think, true. Like, I completely disbelieve the the other side of the cultural war. I completely on everything. I mean, just my knee-jerk reactions. Yeah, no, it's probably, on everything. Because that's where I am. What do you want out of me? And I try to be a balanced guy. Like, honestly, I didn't come off the fence about Obama till the end of his first term, right? I really didn't. But I want to give him a chance. I wanted him to be right. Honestly, I wanted him to be right. Unfortunately, he wasn't. It was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. But then, what can you do? Anyway, let me get into the chat. Sonobus Cubar, early riser, Sonobus. It is very early in the North Pole. Hello, humans and other creators. How are you? I always enjoy saying hello to you. Queen Charlotte. Is Queen Charlotte Shields? Have you been promoted? Have you been promoted to royalty, to regalty? Well, may I say, if that is not indeed the case, it's too late. It's belated. You've always been royalty to me. So, Queen Charlotte, how are you? Darren M, how are you? Yes, Darren, I was going to reply to your email. I know, I've been trying to get on her show forever. I've been trying to get her on my show. Mandy, right. I've been trying to get her on the show, on this show forever. I've been trying to get on her show forever. So, I know very well. I do. I like her show. It's one I listen to. I've really missed he's coming on soon. Dan from Type 40. I've really missed Type 40 podcast. He had a bit of a hard drive implosion last week, which has taken him offline. So I'm really glad he's going to be on the channel. Hopefully he'll be on the channel in about 10, 15 minutes. That'd be nice. Because I haven't spoken to him for ages. I sent him a voice message via Facebook. And I felt kind of gay doing it. Because I felt like I'm phoning my friend. But basically, that's what I was doing. But I didn't feel like I was a 16-year-old girl. It's a bit weird. So yes, absolutely. How you doing? Peter Rich, how are you? How are you, sir? Jonathan Cox, how are you? Christopher Solar, good afternoon to you, sir. I see the uniforms have magically changed color. Oh, yes. How can we make it look more like McDonald's, right? How can we screw this up? Not only is it back, but it's not only is it still doing the same shit, right? It's doing exactly the same shit they did last time, but they're doing it worse. Like, how? I can't suck that bad. I can't. Like, how? How do you, it boggles my mind. It's insane. You know that thing that was really awful? That was just that we're actually being kept alive as a business write-off, so we can somehow pretend our money we've sunk into this disaster is going to work. They just liquidated 3 billion in shares to float themselves, Paramount. They are. I don't know how long that'll give them, but it gives them less. I mean, you could come in with somebody else come in now and take control. I don't know, but they're a weak company. They're a weak company, and they're producing garbage. I think. I wonder if anything to do with the copying the Star Blazer space battleship Yamato. Probably. I don't know. Copying is really all they can do, and they do it badly. They do it very badly. Disaster area. How are you? That's what they should call the Discovery Writers Room. Disaster area. Give up all hope. Can you imagine the level of douchebaggery and assholery going on in that writers' room? Oh my god! They're all smelling their own farts and having no clue they're assholes. Oh my god! That's the show I want to see. I want to see the Star Trek Discovery's writers' room documentary. Oh, that's gonna be wonderful. I want to see that. I want to see how they write this shit. Oh, yes! Dear Paramount, get Will Wheaton in. Get Will Wheaton in to host. Little perky little piss boy is. Oh, God, Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton, I don't know if you got a Darth Vader figure shoved up your ass. I don't know if you have, but you look like you have. You look like you have. I don't know why. You shouldn't put your Darth Vader figure up your ass. You'll never, ever, ever make it even close to mint again. Okay, not even minty fresh. That's I would say that's true. Nickelball 23. How are you? Okay, Lynch. Hello. Well. To be fair, Google wasn't invited yet. That is true. I have no idea. I think I remember saying something about Google a long time ago. I don't remember anything after I said it. There were vandals. Yeah, exactly. There wasn't Google. Now I remember. Yes. My mystic Sherman saying, "How you doing, Matthew Barrows? How are you? All right, but apart from the sanitation, the medicine, the irrigation, roads, fresh water system, public health, what have the Romans ever done for us? Bloody splitters." There you go. Brought peace. But I'm telling you, it's just like Monty Python listening to the Talmud talk about the Romans. They hated the freaking Romans. Oh my God. And the Romans were all powerful, right? Nothing compared to Google. Keely Chow, how are you? Held back to you. Goss starts and finishes with Sister of Mercy, named Colonel. I like Sister of Mercy, right? They're both good and reasonably hot, right? Then they don't mind being hot. That was what's his name? Eurythmics, Dave Stewart's thing that he did, right? I like Sisters of Mercy. Hell Rabbit says Retro Dicky. And going through the chat. I just jumped. Madron Disgrazia. Here we go. Oh God, my daughter just came home, right? Okay. I was just before the show. I have to get in the headspace, right? So I need about 3 minutes before the show, psych myself up, like So my daughter comes in, and let me tell you, bless this girl, she can put her foot in her mouth in any occasion. It's her superpower, right? So she comes in, hello. So I said, hello. I can't talk right now. I have a show about to start. I said, okay. Then she starts coming downstairs. What are you doing? No, I'm in my space. And she said, but I thought you wanted to. No. Anyway, so I can't remember how we got onto that. Your week out on the prophets. I'm always about a year. So yeah, listen. If we're all again, if I'm right, the clock is really, the sands are counting down, right? Am I right? I don't know. Like, okay, look, most likely case scenario, I'm bonkers, right? That's the obvious case scenario. Most likely case scenario is I'm bonkers in some way. But I think I'm right. But that's what a bonkers person would think, right? So it's going to be interesting finding out. It's certainly going to be interesting finding out. So let's see where we are. In the beginning, this was created. This made many people very angry. It has been widely regarded as a bad move. Yeah. Listen, I don't think we did that well with it, right? I think we left a bit of a mess. I think this End of Days, if it comes the way I think it does, right? It's probably, that means we screwed up the biggest we probably could have done, right? It could have been any worse than this. And there is a theory that, well, you see, I think creating universes and realities like this is a constant for God, right? I think this is constantly happening because I think the only thing, essentially the only thing God needs to do is give, because God is altruistic and God is intrinsically good, right? So God needs, that's his only need, is to give. There's nothing to give to because God is infinite, right? Because once you're infinite, there's only you, right? There's nothing else. Your brain, a finite brain, cannot conceive of infinite. But we can get close, right? So God's infinite. So what he does is he needs he pulls back a part of himself to give it an illusion of a finite reality, right? He creates space to make their time, right? Time and space, essentially to create us, to create beings such as us, where he puts slices off bits of himself, right? Which I think he experiences our pain with us, and does that so we can make the choice to be better people, right? and that's about. And if we don't make that choice, oftentimes to give us the fortitude to be better people, that only comes with pain, right? So God might bring bad. God, that's why there's bad things happen to good people, essentially, right? But God experiences that pain with you, right? So God has a need to give, and I think after this world is done, there will be another. I don't think this like corporeal world is going to be done. I just think this system of government is going to be over pretty much. Maybe the world as we know it now will be completely different by September. That's my belief, and I think it's going to start in the next 25 days. But again, most likely case scenario is I'm bonkers. I would say. Yeah, listen, I'm not joking. Retro Dealers, once you get graphic novels, I'm not joking. I'm actually praying for that. So listen, Lord, whatever happens, and we actually hit something that made me think it's going to happen yesterday, which I can't talk about. But maybe they go, whatever happens, I just want to be able to mail service to be up and running long enough that people get my books, because I really want you to have the books. That's actually a prayer of mine, right? I pray every day, right? I 3 times a day, and this is the central part of the prayer is called the Shemona Esrei, which is a series of 18 prayers, which actually added a 19th one in. And each one has a different meaning. They like it's broken into different parts. Whatever. It's but that's actually a part of my daily prayers, that you get the books. That's why I'm closing the campaign in 9 days. I want to fulfill it. I want to get it out. It's just I'm like chomping at the bit. I really am. And it's going up nicely as well. I got we're heading towards $7,000, which means I think we're going to end over 8, which means I think everyone's going to get the poster, which is why I really want. I like everybody get as much crap as possible. That's basically it, right? I've added in the layer the level everything but the books. You for $10, it's like £7. You get all the art cards and all the art cards and the Tom Baker A2 poster, right? You get all that. I tell you what, if we go above 6,700, I think we're $50 away from that. If we go above 6,700 tonight, I will commission something new. I think a new male gaze thing. I'm trying to decide what we want for the male gaze. That's the thing. It's got to be something that really hits me, right? Okay, we're at 67.43. So if we hit 6,800, I should really say 69. So between the $6,900 question. I'm a softie. If we hit 6,800, I'm going to commission a new male gaze. What should we do though? That's the question. That's the way to. Nefarious is here. Whatever it is, will be nefarious. Gog and Magog, Vorlons versus Shadows. Yeah. But I think it's more subtle than that. I think it's more so as above below. I have a new laptop. Has no C drive, so I cannot upload my classic iPod. Wow. Well, there you go. Oh, I just jumped again, man. I was just about to read Genuine Comics, which I think you just extended, right? It's got really good Indiegogo. Where is it? I just saw Genuine Comics. I was just about to read it and it jumped. Hang on. No. Oh, there you go. I don't care about franchise apart from new. Exactly. Their franchises are over. This Star Trek thing just depressed me. I'm not this. Yes, I was like, how can you do the same failing shit? I mean, really? I don't understand. It's like imagine slamming your dick into a drawer, right? And if you're not a general, when you have to imagine, it'll be a bit painful. Imagine it's like bam, and they go, I think I'll do that again. And it felt like, I don't know, every time they make Star Trek, it hurts. I just wish they'll stop. Oh God! I'm okay with an apocalypse if it means no more of this. All right, it might have actually driven me to this insanity, right? The need for this to be over, right? That I'm yearning for I'm hallucinating about an apocalypse, right? Your rendering of SCT is more exciting than, oh God, it's so bad. It's every trope. every trope. It like Tilly's like putting on weight. I'm going to show you still pictures, and she puts on weight as you're looking at the still picture. Like she's getting fat, and just as the fight, like, oh, get a cream cake, yeah. Like, darling, you made your point, okay? I don't want to shag you anymore, okay? Okay, I'm not touching you. Oh. It'll remind me of that episode of Black Mirror where the Prime Minister has a shag a pig, right? It would be kind of like that at this point, Tilly, okay? You can stop eating the cream cakes. Oh, right. And I'm a fat guy, okay? I'm a very beastly fat guy, and I find you repugnantly fat. So that's not a good sign. Stop. Have a salad, darling. Okay, you're an actress. I know it sucks. Have a salad, right? It's the payoff, right? It's the payoff. Just go back to season 1. Season 1, you were borderline like, okay. Season 2, we were like, Season 3, what happened? Like, I mean, that's the you had a baby. I get it, you had a baby, but darling, you're still an actress. Oh. Everyone sees themselves as a hero in their own story. Well, I certainly am in mine. But that doesn't mean the other people have to be the enemy. We just lack the imagination to see them and go, here's the thing, though. I don't think outside the aisle sees them as the enemy. I think they see them as like this insane, marauding zombie horde, right? That can't think for itself and will attack and is vicious, right? I've had no problem living with people who I have like a different, well, like I never had a problem being friends with a Christian, and we have reasonably bad history, Jews and Christians. You know, you ever heard of the Crusades? It didn't go down well. Well, not from my side. But anyway, you might. Did I just get a message? Let me see. No, nothing. Fine. But yeah, I mean, we've always been able to get on. Beatles run to there, bloody splitters. Man, jumped again. Okay, fine. I'm going to catch up with the chat to stop it jumping, right? By the way, Rabbi, the end of the world doesn't have to be a literal end of creation. No, I don't think it is. Indeed, it isn't called the end of the existence. It's simply the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm hoping the good people are going to survive, right? Which is you guys, right? I hope YouTube stays up. I hope God allows YouTube to stay up so we can remain in communication, right? That's actually one of my fears. The other thing I'm praying for, right? I would like YouTube to remain up. Streams like trying to hard to keep up with they jump around like it's true. We are not even launching until July, so I hope listen, I'm either 100% wrong or 100% right. Okay, it's a 50-50. I don't know. If you go by the odds, I'm wrong, right? The odds are, a lot of people said the world. Look, people have walked around with the end of the night written on them before, right? You ever seen Watchmen? Right, what Rorschach? It's I wouldn't be the first, would I? But I might be right. Wouldn't it be weird? Wouldn't it be weird if I was right? That'd be just so strange. I don't know, man. Jeremy Cox says shared my Indiegogo. It's a good point. Says P.T. Rich. I can't argue with you there. I was nearly caught up. And it jumped again. Here, insane zombie horde sounds like an enemy to me. Well, listen, but they are. I mean, we just want to stop trying to eat me, right? Stop trying to eat my brain, okay? Look, you do you, I'll do me. Like, no, but they want to destroy me, right? They don't want to give me the same rights. They don't want to give people who disagree with them an equal platform. They're crazy. Listen, if they stop being crazy, by stop being crazy, allow me to exist, right? Coexist with me. I don't have to get into defensive mode, right? But listen, mate. What can I tell you? 1 second. 1 second. Just okay. Heather Sule, how you doing? I'm gonna catch up with the tap before Dan gets in. Oh, you're here. There you go. Outer space. Fine. I sent you the link. Just jump in whenever. Do you have the link, right? I think you're coming. Good. We just caught up. I just finished talking all the crap. We go straight into Star Trek. We pull up my painstaking work. Oh my god. This really did take a ridiculous amount of work, right? An absolute ridiculous amount of work. Okay. Michael Burnham's got a new Power Rangers suit. Oh, no. Let's go back to the beginning. There we start over there. Nice. Discovery is not doing well. This valuable ship. I don't know. God, I hate this show. I just hate it with every fiber of my being. Right, 1 second. I'm just going to say hello to Dan in. Oh, there he goes. There you go. But Dan, before I bring you on, you can change your name on the thing right now. Now you're kind of doxing yourself. I'm fine with you doing it, but you don't have to do it that way. Okay, shall I bring you on? I don't know now. Am I going to get in trouble? Give me a thumbs up in the private chat. Now I'm worried. Okay, he's in the launch bay. He's ready to go. I think I'm going to bring it on. Okay, there you go. Doink, how are you, sir?
I'm beaming in, Rabbi, beaming in. Can you hear me loud and clear? I've been stuck in a time eddy.
Yes, you have. So much has happened. None of it good.
Well, if one dimension that seems loaded with Doctor Who only seems to be Reddit, everywhere else nobody gives a tinker's cuss, do they?
Oh, okay. I'm finished going on the Reddit rumors. I'm done. Okay. Basically, this is what I do. I use Noah as my vetting facility, right? If Noah thinks it's worth putting a video on, I will look at it, right? But it's gotta go like the TARDIS Zone. If you're not subscribed to the TARDIS Zone, it's a great channel. Go and subscribe. But if you and of course subscribe to Facebook as well. But I can't. There's a new one every day. I can't Photoshop that many faces on people's all the time.
Well, the way I look at it is Noel can sort of sift through all that. He's a bit like a prospector, isn't he? He's like a prospector in old Australia, maybe in the 1800s. He's there digging for the gold.
Right, and you know what? He's got a pretty good nose as well. I like if he picks it up, I'm like, it's worth looking at. That's what I would say.
He is a professional chef. Let's not forget.
Yes, that turkey looked good on Christmas.
Yes, if anybody's noticed, I have changed my name. You're not doxing me. That's just me playing along with all the Star Trek revelations from First Con. I was inspired by Captain Burnham.
I just saw it. I got it.
She refused to marry me, Sonequa Martin Green. So this is the next best thing that I can get to. Yeah.
Oh well, there you go. Well, really, it's I can't imagine that. Like, that doesn't sound like a fun way to spend your life.
She's very, very pretty, but I think that
she doesn't. She annoys me too much to be pretty. Right?
So where are we?
Like Jodie Whittaker. I was just talking about Tilly right before you came on. Like we see Tilly in the trailer. And Tilly, I mean, I painstakingly took I got 59 still pictures here that we're going to go through, and I got the full script. I'm going to read for you, right, as we go through it. But Tilly,
spoiling me already.
Oh God, it's awful. Tilly in the picture. I mean, basically, have you seen this trailer?
I'm afraid so.
They double down on everything, like everything.
It's one of the most unremarkable things I've ever seen. And what you said all the way through season 3, I think it really rings true with this. It looks quite cheap, Rabbi.
Oh God! But God, instead of having like a monster of the week, they got like anomaly of the season. But Tilly, as I say, as I'm watching like a still picture of her, she seems to be putting on weight, right? She seems to be doing it like okay, Tilly, Tilly, it's fine. You're rape-proof. I'm not gonna lust over you. Okay?
Do you think
you're fine? Okay?
Do you think it's camera trickery, or has she gone extra-dimensional?
No, I think she's doing it and making a point. Like, it could be big and beautiful. No, you can't. Oh, you're an actress.
She's about to breach the Delta Quadrant just from her midriff down. I just want to say thank you to the people in the chat who are still saying hello to me. Thank you. Dan, you're the bestest ever, says Darren M. And a warm welcome here. And I noticed that I'm not the only one who's been promoted with my name. Charlotte is now Queen Charlotte. So.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was shy. I thought you've always been royalty to me. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the thought of being with her now reminds me of that episode of The Black Mirror where he has to shag the pig, and it really does. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, some people do like a larger lady. It has to be said. So they say.
I understand. Sorry, my son just poked his head in. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, one second. I'll make you big.
I'm really big.
Hey.
Wait. There I am.
All right. Off you go.
Bye.
Bye. There he is, back from the army. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing home. Well, my daughter's home as well. I don't know. I lose
Full
track.
house.
Oh God, no, only two at the four. What was I going to say? Well, Tilly. I mean, God, you'll see. Fine, let's go through the trailer, right? So we start with slow motion sparkles on a rickety looking Discovery, most important ship in the fleet, in reasonable distress, right? We have like the soulful music, ding dong, ding, and we hear the Michael Burnham, very wise, very very wonderful sound voice of going, "We're living in uncertainty." So it's and then we see. Again. Now I see she's got a Power Ranger suit on. She's in Tron. There you go. Bit of Tron action.
Tron uprising. Well, I usually get an uprising when I see Sneak with Martin Green, but
I really don't. Doesn't do it for me at all. Not.
It's the only reason. It's the only reason I'm still watching after 3 seasons.
Oh God, I hate it so much. I really hate it. Right. Okay. Things blowing up. Boo! 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 Oh, Michael Bay on a budget. And then we get to see the new uniforms. Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yes, they're missing the happy hat, aren't they, on the top? My question is, Rabbi, is why? I mean, we know you've said this is feminized Star Trek, and they have, to be fair, that's something they've kind of said themselves. But do they really all have to be wearing maternity wear?
Apparently so. Listen, they love the Hillary pantsuit, right? They love the Hillary pantsuit. they all like, I like looking a bit pregnant. Tilly's like, this is a bit tight.
Yeah.
So we have we're all living in uncertainty. Wink, wink. Talking about the pandemic and the lockdown, we're all living in uncertainty. Even for a crew as unfamiliar with. Even with the crew as familiar with it as this one, she says in her soulful little voice. God, saying
lots, but actually not really saying anything at all.
Oh God, the intro of every episode, like instead of the logs, they always have this crap. I mean, but honestly, look, she's doing her best acting. Oh, she's acting so hard. There must be something really scary, wary, because she's acting hard.
Can anybody remember what the name? Can anybody remember what the name of the chap is on the right of that picture? What's his name? That guy.
Book.
She was.
That's Book. Cut by Idris Elba.
Yeah. He was interesting for about a week and a half, wasn't he?
No.
Poor man. Under contract.
It was that first episode where she kept hitting him in the face. For no apparent reason other than she's mentally bloody ill, right? And of course she's mentally ill. Now she's morphed the costumes, because she's crazy. Anyway, so we're all in uncertainty. Professor Gay is being gay, although he's a character I actually kind of like. It was strangely enough in this awful show.
Loved him in season 1.
Yeah, I guess I like him as an actor. I mean, like Wilson Cruz makes me want to vomit. Like as an actor,
he's a massive prick. But he's a class actor. He is this guy. I mean, you know, the stuff. I know there's things going on between him to do with another actor and whatever else. But as an actor, I think that Anthony Rapp he's not to the extent that Doug Jones was, but he's a class act in this show, and I think when he's on screen, he's got something good.
Even the crappiest dialogue, he delivered well, right? Yeah. You know, like he was able to sell the idea they're in a gay family with their transy gay with the invisible boyfriend who was 16 and 160.
I forgot about that.
Oh god! Well, he comes back in the trailer. Don't worry, we're going to see him. So yeah, Sparks, and yeah. So anyway, so we're living in uncertainty. Even a crew as familiar with it as this one, it's stress is taking its toll. She says in a soulful little voice. There's Tilly. She's got a battle costume on, and Lieutenant Bollockhead. You can just see.
Yeah, what is that?
It's that they were interested in the last season. They said, "Let's do a bollock-headed alien." Said, "Really? Yeah, a bollock-headed alien. Are you sure?" Again, before you came on, the show I want to see is the Star Trek Discovery Writers' Room documentary. How do they write their shit? And that would be fascinating. Could you imagine anywhere excruciating and woke as a Star Trek Discovery Writers' Room?
I'm just imagining like everybody in the room has got different coloured hair for a start.
Oh god, they're all purple. No, they're all exactly the same. They're all carbon copy drones. Oh god, all
writing in crayon.
Who can't form a thought in their head. And do you see the thing about the Doctor Who game, the NFT thing?
I did. I saw your video on it because the people. I think I can probably say this now. The people who were making that or who have made it approached me about some promotional stuff with Type 40, and I couldn't understand a bloody word of it.
Oh god!
So I thought, well, I can't really sell something that I don't understand.
Oh, they can come on me anytime. You want to put them in my direction? I'll have them on.
Well,
I'll totally have them on. Oh, that reminds me. 1 second. We have to do programming in action. So my delayed Battlestar Galactica show, I think we're doing tomorrow night. 1 second. Let me just. I'm gonna Facebook. Oh. I'm gonna talk to him, DM him right now to make sure he's on for tomorrow. And then as long as he gives me a thumbs up, we'll schedule it for tomorrow. We're gonna do a discussion show on the Battlestar Galactica miniseries.
Yeah, you talked about this a few weeks ago, didn't you? This is with that young chap. I can't remember his name. Meme Factory.
Meme Factory. Okay, fine. I just heard a weird sound from upstairs. I'm calling my wife to see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make out what that is on screen. Whether it is, is that Captain or Lieutenant John Merrick or whatever else? What do you think?
It's Lieutenant Bollockhead. If I had it in Photoshop, is there a way of lighting it in preview?
I think somebody should find out.
Hello, I'm online right now. But what was the weird like laughing noise upstairs? What was going on? There was like a whoa, ho, ho. Oh, okay, that's a very banal answer. I was quite excited. Okay, fine. I will let the world know. Okay, toodle pip. Bye. Apparently the dog was peeing, and my son was saying, "No, don't pee." Good for him. Anyway, yeah. So Tenbarheg and Tilly looking like Melissa McCarthy, right? How old is she now? Oh God,
she's older than you
honestly,
think.
She doesn't look good.
No.
But here I come to save the day, Michael Burnham. But we're not in this alone, she says. Here I say, none of us are. Okay, then it goes. Okay, we're going to give a little bit of the Discovery. They seem to have got rid of the nacelles altogether. Could they have?
You know what? I think this could be an effect shot from last season that they've just sort of blurred a little bit. I think that the footage that they've got on the bridge is pretty much all they have, and just a few shots of people. They just wanted to get something out for
God, it's so depressing. It's so depressing
Yeah.
that it's going to get something. It's so depressing. I was like, oh God, really? This is it. I mean, look, I was talking about the apocalypse coming, right? And I was like going, oh, and I hope I'm bonkers, right? And so first year, I'm either bonkers or it's the next 25 days, right? Starting in the next 25 days, right? Then you'll know if it starts, you will all know it, right? But hopefully I'm bonkers, right? But at least there won't be that we won't have to see this. Oh God, it's so depressing.
Yeah, at the end of days, one of the very, very well, it won't even register on your list of regrets, will it? That you'd never live to see the fourth.
That's not a regret. That's a joy. That's like I'm dancing. Oh my God, 50 million dead, but no Star Trek Discovery. Oh God. 50 million dead, and within Hollywood, most of them. Yeah, okay, I can live with it. Right? Oh God.
Right. Looking at this picture,
you don't wish anybody harm, but the apocalypse.
But looking at this still of Anthony Rapp there, he looks so over being in Star Trek now. From somebody who was really enthusiastic 3 or 4 years ago, he is a guy.
I guess so. He's saying in the line. It's 5 light years across, the size of the gravitational anomaly. It's 5 whole light years across. Okay.
Wow.
And then you see lots of like shots of. There's a reaction shot of the stunning and brave Detmer, right? God, she's awful.
She almost got an arc last season, and at the moment where they could have really delivered something in the last 2 or 3 episodes, they just didn't bother.
Yeah, they basically, no, I've overcome it because I flew the ship once. Okay, well done. Oh, and I can't stand their new kind of. They're much more Third Reichy. These aren't they, with that like little weird triangle thing under their neck.
That's where I've seen it before. Yeah, you're right. It starts to look a bit like a low.
I mean, it really is. Oh my God. Things blowing up. Oh, look, I'm in the captain's seat. There's Dr. Gay, being gay. Hi, I'm gay and wonderful and gay. Blowing up. Whoa. Oh yeah. So look, things blow up slowly. Bad things, gravitational anomaly, weird sciencey words. We don't understand them. Then they ask, where's it headed next? And terrifyingly, Tilly, oh my God, Tilly, who's put on weight while watching this picture. Well, I mean, really? Can't makeup do something like shave her second chin down a little bit? It looks like she's in a fat suit, doesn't it? It looks like she's in fat makeup.
She looks a little bit like Matt Lucas dressed up as he used to for
right. I'm like, and again, I'm not ragging on. I mean, I guess I am. No. But it's like you're an actress. It's not okay.
My thing with it is that I'm fine with people if they want to be big and beautiful or whatever they want to call it. But this is supposed to be this
Star Trek,
the future. It's supposed to be the best of humanity, the best. Because I was funny enough. What was I watching the other day? It was something to do with Mirror Mirror. That it was a review of Mirror Mirror, and they were talking about humanity and how aspirational it all was, and that's why the contrast worked so well in that first Mirror Mirror episode in TOS, and how they're all kind of next to perfect human beings, and
right.
and the fact that they've sort of got rid of money and they concentrate on the betterment of the self, and they mean the mind, body, and the soul with that. Everybody except Tilly.
Tilly, I mean, honestly, she's a beast. She's not that. This isn't Star Trek. I mean, surely she could go for a transporter and they can lose a few photons, in the transfer. Anyway, so there's a gravitational anomaly 5 light years across. Wow. Where's it headed next? And Tilly delivers the line, "It could go anywhere." And she nearly burst into tears, of course, because she's Tilly, and they're all scared. Oh no, Burnham axe. Then she realizes it's not so bad.
Oh,
then she thinks it's that bad again. Oh God, I hate this show.
I honestly think that they just don't care anymore. That's the impression I'm getting from this.
Look, it's
going through the motions.
Dr. Gay's come to talk to Tilly. So Tilly, the ship crashed. We were out of our weight alignment. Dr. Gay comes along and says, and we may not have any. And we may, she said in a very frail cry. Oh, this is a cry from Tilly. It could go anywhere, and we may not have any warning at all. Dr. Gay, can you help us, Dr. Gay? Oh, please help us, Dr. Gay. In 2021, please let there be apocalypse. Please. 21. This shit is actually happening. I mean, listen to this and look at this. I mean, look at the shitness of this, the shitness of her expression, the shitness of her uniform, the shitness of the set, the shitness of Detmer, the shitness of the black one, whose name we don't remember. Oh, look, is that Saru? Relegated to the back? Know your place, man. Get in the back. Where's the rest of the Muppet baby? God,
Isn't that set looking a bit shabby now as well?
Oh, God, it's shit. What are we up to? So then we have Stunning and Brave.
I won't be counting the days for this one.
Oh God! Again, I'm hoping for the apocalypse. We have the Stunning and Brave. She must be the president of the Federation. How can you tell? She's a woman, so obviously she's the president. And she says, "Federation."
What's happened to the geezer from the Mummy?
Who cares? Who cares? I mean, it's like it doesn't matter. He wasn't stunning or brave or female enough. So now she's the president of the Federation. Maybe the Federation's reforming or something.
That's it. Don't come in here with your charisma and acting ability.
Yes. So exactly. And so she says, Federation or no Federation. That's very, very dramatic. It's very, very dramatic. We go, and then we have it goes. What's the next thing? Lots of laser fire going pew 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 pew. Lots of that. Pew. Oh look, we're in a forest and pew. Oh bang. The anomaly threatens us equally. Federation.
That was that guy's trying to light his farts there. I've done that.
I think he's done a good job. It's listen. This is the power book. The power book. He can light his farts while chasing Michael Burnham, who's the best as ever. They actually say in this trailer, Michael Burnham, you're the charge. You're the best. I mean, they basically say you're the bestest ever. I'm like,
they should get Doomcock. They should just book Doomcock to do the voiceovers to this, shouldn't they?
Oh, I want to watch that.
Somebody out there in the chat, if you know Doomcock, we've had him. I spoke to him on a stream before. Get him on. Get in touch with Doomcock. Tweet at Doomcock. See if he'll re-record this whole spiel for us.
It's just so. And we're not okay. We're not halfway through yet. I mean, look at it. We're 44 seconds in. God, it's awful. Oh man, it's so bad. It's so bad.
What delights have they got next?
Sorry.
What delights have they got next for us?
So now we got Dr. Gay holds hands with the other doctor, but he's still gayer. Hi, I'm Dr. Gay, and he says, what slide is this? 31, and whatever it is. Oh God, this is so gross. This is we'll figure it out together, because I'm just a gay wise man being gay. I'm so gay and so wise. Look at me in my weird kind of authoritarian outfit because I'm God, I hate this.
He was insufferable in the last season. He
was. Then they bring the Vulcan chick back, and she says, "Indeed, we are more than allies." Okay, then God, the most it gets more nauseating. It's first we see where everybody gets on together. Michael Burnham put people together because she's the bestest ever in the face of fear. We're stronger together. Then we have a voiceover. Oh God, it's the worst. Captain Burnham. Oh, make no mistake. God, this is the worst ever. Okay, make no mistake. You are in charge. Ba 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 da 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 da. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And then when you think it can't get any worse, it cuts over and it has a non-binary chick who's clearly a chick, and she says she has faith in me. And who's she talking to? He's back. Gray is back. The idiot Gray is back. God, why make it stop? This seems to be a season 1 discovery. The nacelles are connected, and they're
reusing effect shots wherever they can on this trailer. Just
clearly, don't those impulse engines look like they're Klingon designed to me? They do. They're like, wait a minute, that looks like they should be on a bird of prey. Oh God, I hate the show.
That's definitely the original Discovery.
Sorry?
That's definitely the original Discovery from.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
In the face of the unknown. More weird stuff. We're facing something we don't understand, says Michael Burnham, in her breathy voice. That's important. And now they all have swords for some reason in an episode. Like, why? Why they all have swords now? Are they having to have absolute candor again? Oh God, probably. God, I hate the show. With a bit Saru action, something that could tear us all apart. And then lots of like a weird Saru kid thing. Find hope in each other. And then we up to the next slide yet.
That looks like Vulcan, doesn't it?
Bit of Vulcan, yeah. And then she goes, I think Vulcan. There's only one way to confront the unknown. And then if you haven't vomited yet, just hold on, because then you have to go through shot after shot of Michael Burnham being the best as ever. Everything blows up. Oh no, blowing up. Detmer's awful. That's all. Oh look, the cat's back. Yay, cat. God, I hate this. Michael Burnham's doing her best as ever. She sacrificed a girl because she is Space Jesus. Space Jesus sacrifices herself once again, and she's the strongest, bestest, absolute ever. Together. The only way we confront this yes or no is together. Ba 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 ba. A new season. Why? Why? Why?
Yeah, as if the pandemic wasn't bad enough.
I mean, God, it's just so. I mean, if you like Star Trek, it just depresses me. And then there's, let me find the Janeway. What's this insane view of Janeway, which clearly never existed. Let me find that. Have you seen the picture of Janeway yet?
Yeah, I have. It looks a bit like Neil Patrick Harris when he was Doogie Howser to me. Very, very weird. She's got very, very long legs.
Prodigy. There we go. Prodigy. There you go. You find the picture. They must have the picture here somewhere. And I'm like, really, Janeway? I mean, like, what's the name? You haven't looked like this ever. I mean, really, on your bestest day, bestest ever. Oh God, that's not. Yeah, I'll just share the screen. I do want to do this.
Occasionally, I come across people who watch Discovery and enjoy it, or they claim to. The people in my Facebook group that do, and it always surprises me.
I don't understand. But bottom line, I don't understand. I just like, okay, is this the
what can you possibly be getting out of it? Yeah, people who enjoy things like The Expanse and good content.
Oh, I don't understand. I don't understand. I guess they like the wokeness, whatever. So yeah, look, really, what's the name, Mrs. Columbo? Yeah, dream on, darling, dream on. I mean, really, if you're such a feminist, right? If you're actually such a feminist, why are you idealizing yourself like this? Why don't you make yourself like the fat, frumpy, weird old woman without a neck that you look like currently, right? Why not say this is unacceptable? This is exploitative. Why are you exploiting the female form? And I never look like that. No, she's like, oh, really? You think so? Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Yeah, really.
I mean, I'm not against the animation style of the show itself. If it was another series of something else completely, you just have to look at the logo there. The logo with that Star Trek emblem across the top, they do not look like good bedfellows whatsoever.
By the way, Snoozer's Q-Bar, he comes in with a very wise comment about something good about Discovery. The only good thing I think about Discovery is I've never watched it. You are so lucky. Oh, God. You know what? I liked it at first. I like the first 8 episodes. I'm like, STD. Oh, my God. But from that second season, and the second half of the first season, I was like, it seems to have lost its sheen, right? But the second season...
Yeah, it really did.
But the second, as soon as we had Lieutenant Mansplainer, I was like, oh, this is a shit show. This is garbage. Oh, such intense garbage.
We do have an explanation as to why Janeway looks like that in the new show.
Yeah, she's the ship's computer or something. Shut up. It's because you're vain. That's the reason why. Yeah, one second. I saw there's a new trailer just dropped, something that I'm actually kind of looking forward to. Scourge of the Cybermen. Yes. So
I've just played it. Yeah, it's good.
This is now. It comes out in July, but I got this on the back of Terror of the Master, which is the Masterful box set. Have you heard that?
I haven't. No. Good, was it?
It's so good. It's John Kosher. It's 3 discs, and this is 6 discs, which I think is a mistake. I like the 3 disc length. You didn't feel like you're connected to. Is it 6 discs? 6 discs feels like you're wading through it, right? This is 420 minutes, which is how long's that? 6, 12, 18, 24.
4 discs.
300. 3. Oh, it's like 7 discs, right? It's a lot. It's 6, 7 discs. I like the 3, but anyway. He's just him on his own. He does it with his voice, and he's brilliant. He's freaking that. I mean, it's worth the Masterful box set to get that story, Terror of the Master. It's so good. But anyway, so he's doing this one. I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a punt. Let's listen to the. Let me turn this up. Let's listen to the.
I do like what he's doing.
Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Big Finish audio novels, Scourge of the Cybermen. By Simon Gurrier.
As she got closer to the dull red glow, she could feel the heat of it, even through her suit. And closer, the thing became more distinct. A red square affixed to the tunnel wall at waist height. The square panel looked familiar. She looked back the way she had come. Barely discernible in the gloom.
Is this an excerpt or a trailer? Sounds like an excerpt. Okay, we'll go. It goes for about 3. Yeah, I want to hear something happening.
The route at regular intervals, but they did not glow red. Each panel had a circular hole in its center.
Hey, he's very good at reading the book, but I like it when he does the voices because he sounds like them. So hopefully he'll get to, he'll be somebody soon.
I think his Brigadier is amazing.
Attached. Plug sockets, said Sarah to herself. Except this one. The hole in the glowing red panel.
I'll say this. His reading of Sarah Jane Smith, more convincing than his daughter's. Right? That sounded more like Sarah Jane Smith to me. And I'm like, no, because his inflection was right? Here go, listen. Now you know you listen to Sarah. By the way, have you seen Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong?
No.
Oh, it's very good. If you want to copy it, let me know. I really enjoyed it.
Around to the next week or 2.
Yeah. Also, I was watching it a second time last night because you don't really realize how stupid it is until you've seen it one time through, and then you realize it's just so goofy fun. So watching it again, at first you know you can fast forward everything with Millie Bobby Brown until you see Mechagodzilla, right? Fast forward anything you see here, fast forward. Not although she's strangely attractive now, and she's 16. That's very disturbing. But you know, she's kind of getting attractive, so that's weird. But anyway, when you say she's the girl from Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, I really like her. I think she's going to be a big talent in the future.
I think so too. So but anytime you see her storyline is just boring as hell. And basically they don't care about any of the story. It's all like suddenly they got flying spaceships, and it's just bonkers. It's so bonkers beyond belief, and they should really market it as such. But the fights are awesome between Kong and Godzilla, and there's a lot of fights. There's a lot of monster fights. I enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. Anyway,
monster movie, that's fine by me.
Second time round is better. Just so you know, unless going in, you know it's just really goofy, stupid. Going in that way, it's a lot more fun. Hey, let me go back a bit so you can hear Sarah Jane. Hang on a second.
She looked back. The hole in its center. One panel had a thick cable attached. Plug sockets, said Sarah to herself. Except this one.
Right, I can hear Sarah Jane's inflection.
The glowing red panel was not circular, but ragged. The paneling cracked. Something had broken it, using considerable force. The damage had caused some kind of short circuit. Now the whole panel was hot. Instinctively, Sarah backed away. Fell over something bulky. For a moment, she lay stunned on her back on the hard metal grill. Idiot. More embarrassed than bruised, she sat up. Whatever she'd fallen over moved. Startled, Sarah scampered quickly back, pressing herself against the curved tunnel wall.
Yeah, it really paints the image. Like, I feel like I'm watching the episode, right? It really paints it well. I do enjoy it. Again, I just wish it wasn't so long.
Paced well as well, isn't it? It's really paced well.
Well, he's so good. John Culture, he's worth buying it for. Again, do you have Masterful?
I have got it. It's on my poorly desktop computer. Loads of my stuff. Yeah.
Well, let me know if you want a copy. I mean, while you wait to get yours.
Yeah, cheers.
It's but yeah, I would start with Terror of the Master, which is really good. I love that. Anyway, let's got about a minute to go. Let's listen to it.
The thing in the dark huffed and floundered. In the warm red glow from the panel, she couldn't quite see. She would have to get nearer. It was a man. He wore a bulky suit like hers, but without the helmet. His exposed face, red and blotchy in the light from the panel, drenched in sweat. It's all right, Sarah told him, trying to help. It's Mr. Graby, isn't it? I'm Sarah. It's going to be all right. He stared in agony at her.
Yeah, isn't he nailing Sarah? He really is, isn't he?
It's so simple what he's doing, and yet it's so effective.
It really works. I really feel like it's like, if this really feels like. I mean, I wish he could coach Sadie Miller. And maybe if he did that, she'll be better. Like, he's so.
I mean, I suppose it's early days with Sadie Miller. You know, Tim Treador, he's sort of grown into.
Tim Treador, he knocked out the part from the. Either you knock out the part from the beginning or you don't. Right? Jake Dubman, I think, knocked out the part from the beginning. Even his Capaldi, which sounds nothing like Capaldi, but his performance is Capaldi-like. Right,
he measures it. He measures it in the same way, doesn't it, to mimic the patterns of Capaldi's speech enough that you can sort of, you can allow it. It joins.
Now they got Eccleston, who seems up to doing more. I hope they get Capaldi. He's the one I really want. I'm just gutted by the lack of Capaldi Doctor Who. I mean, just in general, there's like in any medium. There's just not enough. There's not enough novels. There's not enough comic strips. There's certainly not enough episodes.
there were looking back, there were very few novels, and yeah, you're right. It's an era that he did 3 seasons, but it did seem to it ended before its time.
Right. I really wish they would do so doing like 4 box sets like this, doing a season run, and they could do a lot with it. And here's the thing, they could surely they could tempt him by the opportunity of working with Tom Baker, for example. Like, wouldn't you love to see a Capaldi Baker crossover? Right? I was saying
it would be glorious. It will happen. It will happen eventually. I mean, I'm not so sure about the Tom Baker thing. Tom
Baker's cracking on, right? I mean,
yeah, he's ailing and advancing. Yeah,
he seems much more frail. Still, his performance good as ever. Good as it has ever been. Yeah. But like that, and also John Kosher's Brigadier, spot on. Wouldn't it be great to his Doctor to? I would like him to spend like a box set in the 70s, like when the Doctor goes to Metabilis 3 for a couple of months, and so he steps in.
How do you feel about hearing the Brigadier opposite the Ninth Doctor in these audios? Because some fans have taken umbrage with that. They view it as exploitative and that they're pushing Coleshaw as the Brigadier too hard. How do you feel about it?
Coleshaw's perfect as a Brigadier. So the exciting thing is he's a post 5 Doctors Brigadier, right? It's I think he's an elderly Brigadier, which I like the idea of. And because he's done a Battlefield Brigadier and he's done a 70s Brigadier, and there's a real difference in them. You can hear their difference. Look, I'll play the trailer for the post Battlefield one, and it really, again, the difference in his delivery is like it's more gravelly. So yeah, listen, I'm up with Capaldi meeting an older Brigadier. I mean, the Ninth Doctor meeting a Brigadier. I'm up with him meeting a Cyberman. I'm a big fanboy, so I'm into all this stuff. So
So am I, and there's several people. Obviously, when I talk to people in the Facebook group or in the comment section, I do hear a lot of people. There are some people out there in the fandom who are dead against the recasts, full stop, who maybe gave them a pass for Tim Treloar, but now that they're recasting characters like Sarah Jane and the Brigadier, who they're kind of drawing a line.
It all depends how successful they are. That's really the bottom line. If they can deliver something that feels like Liz Sladen, I'm delighted. But they can't, and they can't deliver something that sounds like Liz Shaw. It's like they just don't sound like them. I'm sorry. I know they're related, but they just their performance is off and their voice is off. It just isn't. I like maybe there's one line she delivers that sort of kind of sounds like Sarah Jane, and then I think Nick Breeze just got excited, right? And just got excited and said, "Yeah, this is going to," and he talked himself into it. That's what I think is going down. Hey, let's finish this about 30 seconds ago.
Mouth twitching as he struggled to respond. "There's," he said, trying to point further down the tunnel into the dark. The effort was too much. It exhausted the last of his energy. His hand dropped. His mouth gave one last twitch. And as Sarah watched, he died.
Good music.
Great.
Needs a trailer though. Here, let me find the trailer for where is it? I'll go for the 7th Doctor.
And isn't that artwork beautiful as well? I can't remember that.
It's like a new style I think they're doing. Yeah. Recent first. Hang on. Recent first.
Same artist who's doing the War Doctor Begins, right?
Right.
Oh, that's it. It's the Grey Man of the Mountain.
Yeah, so here, I mean, we'll listen to you here, Brigadier. It's only a minute long.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, the Grey Man of the Mountain.
So, what are you doing in this exciting part of the world?
Ben McDoing. The mountain? Rumoured to be haunted.
Oh, gosh, she was annoying.
5 people have come down that mountain in the past month. Panicked and delusional. Still following us. The shadow of the mist. 2 more have gone missing. Mountain rescue can't find them.
Whatever's on that mountain can kill.
We can't see through the mist, so we imagine what's out there, what's watching us, What's waiting for us to make the wrong step?
If something happens out there, there's no one to help you. You know what we heard.
You haven't seen it yet. You can still get away.
Where is it? I can't see anything. Help!
Whatever you do, don't look at their faces.
You made your choice. Get back, Brigadier. Whatever you do, don't look at his face.
Big Finish. We love stories.
So like it nailed it. So I'm just looking at the main range here. I'm just mad about it, right? It's like they could have really ended on a high. If they're going to wrap it up, what they should have done here. Let's go for recent first. Sort by recent first. Okay, if they were going to end it, they should have spent a year going over revisiting like the highlights of the main range. Like they should have had the Doctor go to meet, Evelyn Smythe, and she's deceased, right? So like they should have had some kind of
treat it like
it was a big deal, but they just had Drek after Drek. Like this story, Grey Man of the Mountain, it was cursed by being in 2020. So you had like these just roles that they made female for the sake of making it female. And it didn't really work, right? And they always like play them as a bitch, and God, Plight the Pimpernel again. Yeah, look, none of these, all these are skippable, unremarkable. This didn't work at all. This is the worst release they ever did. The Flying Dutchman, just garbage after garbage. This was a terrible year. At least over here, they were trying, even though it wasn't good. They were still trying. This is basically where it ended the range.
Once they announced that the range was winding down, they just got from the ones that I have heard.
They just gave up. But there's so much here. Let's go back and let me see if I can go back and find they could have done more chameleon stuff. I did like the chameleon stuff. But let's see find something that was like organic to the range. They could go back to the 80s unit, but that wasn't such a great thing. Okay, they had this whole
Rabbi, why aren't there more of the 8th Doctor and Mary Shelley? That was a fantastic set through.
It was one episode. One episode, wasn't it? Oh no, it was three discs.
No, it was three. The Witch in the Well, Silver Earth, and
stories, right. They could have done, was it Brewster? What is his name? Brewster, whatever his name is. He was
Thomas Brewster. Yeah,
Thomas Brewster. They could have done something with him. They could have again. I'm just going back. They could have done this whole like arc thing with what they call it again? The Fenric arc. With the 7th Doctor and Hex, they could have done something there. Like revisit all their like greatest hits. Flip, they could have done Flip. This was it. Maker of Demons. That's one that arc. What else we got? This was a great little set. This Master trilogy. You had.
I love those.
Right, and You Will Obey Me, Vampire the Mind, and the Two Masters. Really good. All of them really good. I like that's a recommend. They had this whole run when Nyssa was old and the rest of the TARDIS crew were young. They could have gone back and seen
like that as well.
Ronnie. Yeah, there's
so much good stuff. It was a slow decline for them. They were right to end it, I suppose. When
they were right to end it, but they weren't right to end it by making garbage for a year or two. Right? It was. It was just garbage for a year or two. It's shocking. Done more still, maybe do another. Then they could have done a release like this, where it's like 31. They could have had a different cover design. They probably could. They could have had like classic cover designs. They could have celebrated the range, right? Which is what they did at Klein. You gotta had another Klein one. They again going back to things that work.
Loved all the Klein stuff and the sidebar covers. I mean, seeing all these there, they should again. The branding, the current branding. I won't just mention the logo because there's more to branding than the logo. But them forcing the branding on them, I think it really has harmed Big Finish. I think it's harmed the main range.
Sure it has. I have no doubt it's harmed them. But this one, Gods and Men, this 3-1, Gods and Men, Protect and Survive in Black and White, fantastic trilogy. That's really up there. They could have bring back what's his name? They had a Magnus Grill one.
It's only now you're scrolling back through these, because I own all of these. I've heard the majority of them. There's always the odd one or two. You think, I don't remember that one. But generally, the pattern of it, I think, wow, it was a highlight every month. And most of them,
it was, wasn't it?
There was some I like more than others. But yeah, it was. I couldn't wait to get the next one.
You occasionally get a dodgy one, but mostly they were a good story, right? Like again, this Mary Shelley trilogy really worked, which is basically, I think, what they're going to be doing with the Ninth Doctor.
You never felt that they weren't trying. I think that's
exactly. You felt like this time you just felt they're just bored with it. There we go. This is where Nissa's old, the old Nissa arc. But Thomas Brewster. They could have done it. Put Mario release, where it's 4 different stories in one disc. Yeah, and there's the Forge. They could have revisited the Forge. They could have had drop in between some of their adventures as well, or have these adventures
gone back through their timeline. Yeah,
exactly. How about they could have done? I like this arc with what's his name, Stockbridge, with Max. Whatever it is from Stockbridge Horror, so that he was it Castle of Fear? In fact, this whole run was excellent, right? Oh my god, I'm looking at it. This whole run was just like freaking gold. This Klein trilogy, this one, this one was particularly good. Plague of the Daleks, A Blue Forgotten Planet, and Paper Cuts, freaking awesome. And Patient Zero, another great.
I really like Paper Cuts.
Right. A great Draconian story. That's a Company of Friends. It's got 4 different ones with that's the only time you're going to hear Fitz as a companion. Key to Time. Instead of doing that stupid box set they did with the Tracer twins recently, which really wasn't very good at all. I can't remember what it was called. I'll try and look it up. They should have made that part the main range as a main range story.
I don't know why they didn't, for the same reasons that it could have been part of their big wrap up. I don't get it.
And again, as they celebrate themselves, they they generate buzz, right? That's it becomes an event, and it's just did they ever do a Adric story in the main range? I can't remember. They had Andrew Sachs playing old Adric in this story, the boy that time forgot, the Thomas Brewster stuff. What else have they got back here? Could have brought back Aaron.
The girl who never was. That was brilliant as well. That Charlie story.
Right. I forgot they had they could have done something with the Charlie and 6th Doctor and 8th Doctor and really resolve that through it. Jeremy was in it back then, right? Frozen Light was pretty good. There we go. This was not good. Renaissance of the Daleks. Well, their bad one sticks out because you hardly ever got a bad one.
Because there were so few of them. Yeah,
right.
Chris Bidby?
And it wasn't very good, right? And it really stuck out. This was excellent. Circular Time, as was the Year of the Intelligent Pig, Year of the Pig, No Man's Land. Yeah, all these ones are great. Even Memory Lane was great. Gathering, Reaping, yeah. Red, people didn't like Red. I kind of enjoyed it. Nowhere Place was. That's the one that Iris. Oh no, the Maggie Stables one. I forgot the 8th Doctor was in the main. I forgot they just kind of mixed them up, right? And they had a different one every month. Nightfalls was
they gave it.
This was great.
To which one?
Was it this one? Well, Peer Pressure had what's his name in it as Max Miller, who's famous for playing Max Miller.
Oh, Roy Hood.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Other Lives was great. Singularity was Free Life 34. These are all great stuff. Man, I forgot how good this range was. Thick in the Water when they ran.
Terra Firma.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. That's when he came off the Divergent arc. They could have gone back to the Divergent. You could have gone to Zagreus. There's a lot of lore they laid down, and they just said, I don't care about any of this anymore, which is a real shame. Which are Juggernauts, where they had Davros invent the mechanoids. That's a pretty good story. The Game's a pretty good story.
Yes, superb. Terry Malloy and Colin Baker together is always good.
what was I going to say? The whole Divergent, whatever this thing, didn't really work, and it got boring by then. But thank God they ended it. They were in this like different universe there, which didn't have many people in it. David Tennant's first appearance in Big Finish over here, medicinal purposes. Ruth of the World, excellent story as well, as is The Harvest. And all these are good. Man, this was great. Natural History of Fear. That's set in the, whatever it is, Divergent arc. But that was a really good one, with like reality shattering around them. And that was done really well. Shazaria was a good two-hander. Wormring had, what's the name in, as Katie Manning as Iris Wildthing. Were you listening back then?
All the way through this, this time.
This is a
buying pretty much everything. Yeah, I've got it all upstairs, all in boxes, all on CD. And when my new studio's built, hopefully I'll have some of it out on display. But yeah, it's all boxed up there, and I've got most of them ripped to MP3 as well as I've been going through them on my computer.
I have all the ones I like on my computer now, which is a lot more of the older ones.
Yeah.
They need to just repackage this stuff as
they will.
As box sets.
I think a lot of it will come out on vinyl.
Yeah, that's true. But they could just do so. Black and Flip Flop, excellent one, and Project Labyrinth. These excellent. People hated Creatures of Beauty. I liked it. Okay, it was Creatures of Beauty was told in a completely disjointed order. It was Nick Briggs being experimental. And did you like that one, Creatures of Beauty?
I can't remember it.
It's one told completely out of order. That's basically what it's told completely out of order. Let me think. We got the Pirates. That's the musical.
I can't remember that one either. The one directly underneath it. Necromancer.
Jubilee.
I can't.
Oh no,
the one directly underneath Creatures of Beauty.
Yeah, that one's. It was an Eremen story. It was just they're kind of like finding their feet with Eremen, and they weren't sure what to do with her. Right, and so that
probably why. I quite enjoyed the Dark Flame.
That wasn't great. That was set in the New Adventures,
wasn't it?
Right. Bang Bagaboos, awesome. I freaking love that story. Sylvester McCoy, Bonnie Langford in a Eurovision Song Contest adventure. It's just fun. It's what they were trying to do with season 24. And failed, right? This is what they wanted to do, and this works, right? The other stuff
was so good in them.
Right.
I like the Rapture quite a lot as well.
More great story, Sophie Aldred in like Ibiza, basically Sandman, where the Doctor was the villain into this alien race. And that's where they set up the Galilari clutch. Could have revisited the Galilari clutch. There's just so many things they could have done. Church and the Crown.
They do. That thing, the Church and the Crown there, that's the Roundheads and the Cavaliers in that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And putting Davison's Doctor back in those times, like the Visitation, that kind of thing, it works really, really well. And they didn't do it enough in the TV show, and they do it a few times with Big Finish.
That absolutely did work. Ish was, I thought, mediocre. Spare Parts, freaking awesome. $2.99 are the best money you'll ever spend. As is all of this stuff. Neverland, this whole
value.
Season. Okay, you got to start from the beginning of this season, which is Invaders from Mars, which is a Mark Gatiss romp with the Eighth Doctor and what's the name, Charlie, intersecting with the 1930s War of the Worlds invasion, which there really was an alien invasion going on. You have Orson Welles in it. Great story, as I said, Mark Gatiss. Then you got Chimes of Midnight, all-time classic by Rob Sherman. Great Christmas story, really scary, really spooky. Love it. Then you go over to Season of Fear, which brings back the Naimon and does it well. This is a Paul Cornell one.
Yeah.
And Bastard, he's a great writer. He's a very good writer.
Yeah,
Embrace of Darkness is a good sci-fi, Nick Briggs sci-fi tale.
I can't remember that one either, but Time of the Daleks is another one of my favorites.
It's brilliant.
A big, stupid adventure series.
Yeah. This is the Daleks. It's Justin Richards. It's the Daleks speaking like Shakespeare, and it just works. It's so weird and so great. This was actually probably one of the high spots of Big Finish, I think. And then Neverland was their big season finale that went into Zagreus, which wasn't as good as Neverland, unfortunately.
Exactly. But, for me, Neverland was the special. That was the 40th anniversary.
Exactly.
Special.
And then before that, you got more classics. You got The One Doctor. Freaking awesome. Christopher Biggins plays a doctor impersonator who travels around in a porta potty, conning people out money, pretending to be the doctor. And in a Colin Baker story. It's brilliant. It's so good. I love this.
If all of this, Rabbi, is too much for people, because people get overwhelmed by all this Big Finish, the beauty of it is you could literally pull a number out of a tombola machine, out of, say between 1 and certainly 1 and say 130, 140, and you're not gonna lose, particularly at $2.99. Whichever number comes up, you buy that release, you are not going to have a bad time with these stories.
What Big Finish should be doing, right, is for $2.99 a month, they should be have a streaming service with 30 titles in, right? 30 titles, which changes every month, and they have like 15 Doctor Who stories and 15 something else, right? Or maybe 20 Doctor Who, 10 something else. There's a lot they could do.
Brilliant idea.
And like $2.99, and then you can control it. You control when they drop. You can control the conversation. You can and they would have a gazillion new subscribers to that, right? Because there's
people would jump on that.
Right.
I think you could roll that out probably for $6 or $7 a month or whatever.
I people would jump on it. Cheap. Do it at $2.99 a month.
Even cheaper.
Dead stock, right? This is just money.
Yeah, true.
And I think
how good is Cold It's?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
David Tennant's in that, isn't he?
Great sort of Cold It's. That's the where Klein is introduced. Yeah, Primeval had a great villain. What's his name from Blake 7? Season 1, Travis. I can't remember his name.
Stephen Greif.
Stephen Greif, great villain. I Have the Scorpion, a great Egyptian story. Did you know the Egyptians? I heard this today. Egyptians invented the vibrator, or at least they had vibrators in Egyptian times. So that's the truth.
Every day's a school day.
Every day's a school day. You have to learn from everyone. I Have the Scorpion. That's where they introduced Eminem. It's a Fifth Doctor and Perry story. Project Twilight, again, these are great. This one's introducing the Forge, which is a really interesting thing. They kind of like criminal underworld government conspiracy. It's like a bad Torchwood, pre-Torchwood and bad Torchwood. Bloodline.
It was like something that Pat Mills would write for the Doctor Who script of 2000 AD. They were big concepts.
It was some evil, shadowy government agency that did dodgy stuff with vampires and like alien technology. So Blood Tide is a really good a Silurian story with the Sixth Doctor, Maggie Staples in the Galapagos, dealing with like the origin of man. It's really good. Dust Breeding has a surprise villain in it. What's his name? The effects guy did it. I can't remember his name.
It was Mike Tucker. Yeah, Mike Tucker wrote that one.
And it's a good story. Luke Garou perhaps wrote the best bromance Fifth Doctor and Turlo story. Vampires in Buenos Aires. Sadly, Minuet in Hell is awful, right? It's awful because they have very, very bad American accents throughout. They're trying to do a Buffy the Vampire Slayer riff. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's horrendous. It's just as bad as people say it is.
It's awful. It's just awful. However, Stones of Venice, sublime. Love Stones of Venice, right? Stones of Venice is fantastic. It's got, what's his name? Mr. Bronson, who was also in the Remembrance of the Daleks, who was also in the
Michael Sheard.
Michael Sheard in it. Absolutely love it. That's, what's the name script? He wrote the Nest Cottage stuff.
Paul Mars.
Yeah, Paul Mars script, fantastic. Sort of Orion is a redo of one of their amateur productions from Big Finish. It's an okay Cyberman story, but it was done on the
as the rabbi froze, or if I froze. Hello, can anybody hear me? Yes, the rabbi has froze. It's not me. I thought it was me with my new kit there. I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. Yes, he's froze. You think it's Big Finish that have intercepted the rabbi's signal there? Yeah, I have no idea. Retro Dicky, yeah, the Black Glove Studio 7 version of Sarah Jane. Yeah, I think she is. I think she's pretty good. I certainly had no idea the actress was American. It did surprise me. No, I'm not typing. Rabbi seems to have frozen. You might have to cover for a moment. Yeah, just a little bit. Let's have a look in the chat, see what everybody else says. Yeah, I mean, Big Finish. You can tell the rabbi loves this stuff. I love this stuff. How do you lot feel about it? Big rabbi froze. Big, yes. We've even lost his screen. But I'm just as sad about this range finishing as the rabbi is, because it's been going for 20 odd years, and we'd all like to see these things go out on top, wouldn't we? This long legacy. Who else have we got? Yeah, the rabbi's frozen in time. Rabbi froze. He'll be back in a minute. They won't hold him back for long. Wait until they recast the Brigadier as a woman, says Critical Blast. I think that we may. Well, I'd like to see Brigadier Bambera back, and I can't believe that Angela Bruce hasn't. Because she's a very active actress still. She's still in the profession, does a lot of work. Very respected actress. I can't believe that she hasn't been in the range and been back with McCoy. I would have liked to have heard that. Maybe, oh God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Yeah, I'd probably have preferred hearing that over John Colshaw as Lethbridge Stewart in a post-Battlefield way. Then I think the rabbi is rebooting, says Darren M. Looks like his hand was super glued to his head. Oh, he's frozen. Yes. Who else? What else have we got here? Going back to the chat, seeing what you've got to say. Yeah, you're about as keen on this Discovery and Prodigy stuff as we are, aren't you? I think with Kate Mulgrew back. You and Rabbi need to choose your favourite Big Finish episodes for a stream. Yeah. I mean, I do get a bit frustrated when I hear people talk about Big Finish, because everybody always mentions Chimes of Midnight first. It's not my favourite. I prefer Spare Parts. I think they're both, obviously it's a great story, but I've had more fun with the audio range than I did with Chimes of Midnight. Heresy, absolute heresy. And the rabbi says, working on getting my internet back. Oh, hold on. She's in Animal, The Lost Stories. Of course she is. Thank you, Natty Bateman. Yeah, I've got that. They're a strange set of stories, aren't they? And of course, that wasn't with Ace, was it? Is Ace gone by that point? I think it's Rain, isn't it? Played by Beth Chalmers. I think she might have taken over by that point in the story. But yeah, I'd have done something with the Brigadier and with that version of Unit in the same way that they did with the Countermeasures lot. Maybe, perhaps they had to pick or choose. At the end of the day, the Countermeasures lot were better drawn characters, weren't they? But that international thing that they got with Unit, that's a point. They're doing individual unit stories now, aren't they? Not got Bambera back in those. Here we have a rabbi.
I'm glad you're here. How long was I off for? Where did I go down? I was just talking and talking. I had no idea I was off.
Well, I thought it was me because obviously I'm still working on this new rig, so I thought, oh God, and yeah, because you were frozen, I thought I was too, and the people were watching, and they thought that they could hear me typing. So they could obviously hear, they couldn't, I wasn't typing, but they could probably hear something from you, maybe some crackling, I don't know. And he's back in the room, says Peter.
There we go. Did we talk about the Paul McGann first season?
I think you may have frozen, but at that point, but you just kept
oh,
on
yeah,
going.
well,
You're having so much.
1 second here. I wanted to find you a.
Oh no, we did. We talked about Sword of Orion, didn't we?
Right. So I wanted to find you the alternate cover for. So now you get to see. This is how I keep my iTunes, right? So I have a very strange cataloging system. So we have
Okay.
So we have the individual ones that are part of a greater set. Up here first. So we have the 1963 trilogy. Then we have the Daniel Hopkins trilogy, and we have the Drashti Empire. Then after that, it's the Lost Stories. I had to make my own cover for Nightmare Counting so I could fit in with the other look. Am I going to go for the new one? I don't know. And then this is part of the Master trilogy.
And so you have got them in chronological order as near as you can.
I go by series order. So then you got like this Fifth Doctor box set, which was kind of weird. It should have just been regular stories. But then when you start the range, so then I do them in order of chronological order of story. So I have this weird numbering system. If we're with the initial crew, it's in the 500s, right? So I have to lumber it like this. 500 is this one, 510, 511. Actually, I do them like 10s in between because so I can put new ones in. But here, this is the cover. This is the cover they rejected. This one here, which I think is far superior.
Which it's more memorable.
Yeah, and you can see like the alien the mutant inside there that's attacking the Daleks. It's good to see the that Dalek as well, the Emperor. So anyway, so that's the cover they made them use. But the original cover was a lot better. So if anybody wants a copy of that, just get in contact. I'll send it to them. Holy Terror, freaking awesome. Frobisher. First time it's in it. Written by what's his name? The real writer, Rob Shearman.
That's Rob Shearman as well, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great episode. And Shadow of the Scourge, Paul Cornell's story in the New Adventures universe. Terrible cover. Everything else about it's fantastic. It's a great, and it fits really nicely into the feeling of the New Adventures. Fires of Vulcan. Excellent Seventh Doctor Mel story. Again, if I could switch this out for any story in season 24, I would. Oops, there you go. Apocalypse Element was the weakest of the Dalek Empire trilogy they did. I maybe just remind them, rubs me up the wrong way. India Fisher first pops up in Winter for the Adept. It's okay. Spectre Langmore, good Brigadier, Sixth Doctor story. Good to hear them together. You don't need to wheel out John Kosher with Colin Baker, unless you have a good story. Red Dawn's Ice Warriors invade. This is the first 2 years. Invade Big Finish, Genocide Machine, new Dalek, great story. Marin Conspiracy, new companion Evelyn. Fearmonger was a John Bloom story, who was kind of like a fan figure at the time. Pretty good Seventh Doctor story.
Yeah.
Land of the Dead, okay. Look, it's one of the initial run. Whispers of Terror, a forgotten classic. An absolute forgotten classic. This is perhaps one of the best ones.
Well, that was the one where they really pioneered, didn't they? What they could do with audio in that. That was the one they wanted to craft a story that could only be told in audio.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. It was. I was going to say, so it was Whispers of Terror. Phantasmagoria is Mark Gatiss having too much fun. Writing Doctor Who for the first time, and I never liked Sirens of Time. So they started and ended on. It was about the same level as what they ended on. It's maybe a bit worse than what they ended on. But there you go. But so much in the main range they could have revisited. They could have gone back to any of these planets. They could have gone back to the planet in Whisper of Terror, right? They could have.
They expanded the universe so much with these.
Right,
it's wonderful scrolling back.
Right, they could have.
I'll be back in a moment.
Up in the Charlie timeline over here, there's a lot. Again, if they cared, but it was so clear they were bored with this now, right? It was just very clear they're bored with it. So that's why, and that's why I think the range really it maybe even stopped being exciting around here. By this time it just kind of become rote. This is where they started doing billionaires becoming political figures, right? Here's where I think the Age of Trump just melted over his brain, right? I think it's basically round here. This is where it ended, right? This is where it ended. Waning over here, but yeah, I think this is the cutoff. High price of parking. As soon as they bring in like a Trump-alike, it's when it falls apart. That's incredible. But yeah, that's exactly what it was. This was weird. Time in office. Did you ever hear this one? Oh, am I gone? I think I'm still here. Yeah, it looks like I'm still here. Okay. Easy way to find out.
Yes, mate. Here. It's me that wasn't. I just had to pop away for a moment. Yeah, I was still listening. I
was just going to refresh the window to make sure I was still online. It looked like I was.
Yeah, you're right about every time they bring in a Trump, a big Trump, then things go very, very south. Have you seen Borat 2 like I watched last week?
No, I haven't. Why bother?
Terrible film. Absolutely awful.
They're all going to be awful.
Sacha Baron Cohen. What? Well, I won't swear. Yeah. Massively shot down in my estimation.
Listen, I did this whenever the interview with Christopher Eccleston, and I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's very sincere, right? But they're also everybody's in the comments, and I agree with them. Will say he's just so painfully woke. They're all so painfully woke. You know, like enough. Speaking of which, let me show you this thing. This is speaking of anti-woke. This is something I really like. So, is this the right window? Yeah, here it is. Let me just close this down so I don't dox anyone. It's probably a good idea. Let's get it over here. No, that's the wrong thing I pressed. If I do this, that makes
hear anything out of
here we are. So I got to wind it back. Now, fine. Let me share the window. This is about a 3-minute video clip. It's so it's really weird. This is in was it Montreal, I think, or in Canada somewhere. Let's see if this is the right window. No, that's not it. 1 second, that's just my regular Facebook. Let's try that again. So it must be this one over here then. Okay, fine. Now I've got to close down my Facebook so I can. Okay, make sure I get the right one. Okay, now they're right next to each other. There you go. So this was a church, an Easter church, where they're calling it a Passover service, right? So
I did see this.
Have you seen this? The police came in to close it. The guy loses it. I really like this here. We'll play it together.
Please get out. Get out of this property. Immediately get out. Get out of this property immediately. Out. I don't want to hear anything. Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word.
No need to put the music on it. Why did they put the music on it? That's so stupid. It was better without the music. That's stupid. They put the music on.
Out of
this. You know what? And they're just right. Oh, fine. This is just the intro. Fine.
Out!
Yeah, but that music's better.
Out of this property. Immediately out! Immediately go out and don't come back. I don't want to talk to you. Not a word. Out of this property. Out of this property. Immediately out. I don't care what you have to say. Out! Out! Out of this property, you nutties! Out! Out! Gestapo is not allowed here. Immediately, Gestapo.
Whoa.
Out! Out! Do you understand English? Get out!
Like, at this point, I don't understand why she's not leaving. I mean, and they're all kind of stunned, right? They nobody's ever questioned their authority before.
I think that's it. It's like, is this guy really not recognizing our badges and our? They're all stood in the same way, aren't they? Looking sort of with their fingers sort of resting in their pockets.
But are they? But do they really have no authority? Is it like if they don't have a warrant, they don't have a warrant?
Exactly, and they wouldn't have had a warrant. A lot of people would just see the uniforms. You know, that's how it is now. I mean, people are cowardice is absolutely rampant now all over the world, and all really it would take would be the uniform.
Go, and don't come back without the warrant. Out, Nazi, out!
I love this guy. Out. I love this guy.
You understand? Nazis are not welcome here. Out.
I mean, I'm not so sure. Calling them Nazis could be a bit much, but hey, they're in his property. He hasn't invited them. They've got no warrant.
don't know why didn't they exit the property immediately.
Yeah.
Do not come back. You
Look how despondent they are.
I mean, like honestly, they're not closing down strip clubs. That's the weirdest thing.
Intimidating people in a church during the Passover.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I have a question. What the hell? I like Passover in the church. I don't understand. Can somebody explain like what's going on? Right? Passover is kind of a Jewy thing, right? You know, like why would you guys want it too? Really? My store has just firmed up. Okay, after a week of you know, what I gotta say, many inches. Right? What? Why are they doing Passover? What's going on? But okay, whatever.
That things are working out.
God bless him. I'm glad he's doing Passover. But he goes on for a bit.
Good for him.
I did. Please tell me what the Passover is. I don't know.
No, I couldn't tell you, mate.
Can you imagine those psychopaths? Passover, the holiest Christian festival in a year, and they're coming to intimidate Christians during the holiest festival? Unbelievable. What is wrong with those sick psychopaths? It's beyond me. Wow. How dare they?
Well, I don't think they do again.
Sick people.
Like, did they come back with a warrant, you think?
Well, if they did, I mean, we probably wouldn't hear about that, to be fair. Darren M is in the chat. He says that in Canada they are getting more defiant, and the authorities are really picking on churches and restaurants.
Honestly, I don't see how we can avoid an apocalypse. Okay, this is just where I am with it, right? Like every biblical thing for what the end of days looks like is happening now, right? It's actually going.
It seems to me it is, yeah.
But I know this stuff like well, so you go that going on. So there's that weirdness, and at the same time, the world seems to be like there could be a billion things that could could set things up. My latest theory is that China could just end up what's the word? Not preeminently, pre-defense. What's that word when you attack first defensively?
Premeditated.
Not premeditated. I can't remember.
Prematurely.
No. That's something I'm quite familiar with.
I
have to tell you, no time is premature. I'm always happy. Preemptive, right?
Preemptive strike. That's it.
A preemptive. I can see China doing a preemptive nuclear strike on like escalating to there, because here's the thing. I think we're at the end of a 20-year operation, maybe 30, to literally destroy the West. And we got China aggressively expanding. There's aggressively expanding, but also expanding culturally, right? I think it wants to have complete cultural dominance. And while they're aggressively expanding both like culturally and physically, they're pissing themselves laughing at America, who's arguing over like what you can tell a joke about. Like, can you tell a joke about a boy or a girl, or what? They're laughing their heads off at America right now, right? And
it's just America. It's the whole of Western society is busying itself with absolute nonsense, with tittle tattle, with inconsequential guff.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I think this has been done purposely. Anyway, so I could see China. Look, China just has to think that America is a threat or is getting bold, and they want to show real dominance over them, right? Honestly, I think if there's a limited tactical strike on mainland America, America would surrender as it is right now. Biden would surrender.
anything's possible in 2021.
I don't because I think he's massively incompetent. They're all massively preemptive. Everyone said in the chat preemptive. Thank you. Oh yeah, and
I'm really worried about the trial. You know, with the whole Mr. Floyd situation. I'm really worried about that.
Who knows what could be like? But I think it's going to be much bigger than that. Trace Thomas says the Russia is gathering on the border. Yeah, so Russia looks like they're going to go into Ukraine, and China looks like they're going to go into Taiwan, right? And they've China has just made Iran a fiefdom, right? And that's how powerful they are. Iran has now capitulated to China to become a part of the Chinese empire. Essentially, they're part of the Dominion, essentially, right? Exactly. So,
God,
like,
that is pretty serious, yeah.
it's like, so I listen. If nothing happens in the next 25 days, I think we're okay. Okay, I don't say happens starts to happen. If you don't see like things like go south, and I think we got about a week's like when you go, wait, what? But if that doesn't happen the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think we're cool. And then if it doesn't happen in the next, I don't know, 6 weeks, right? Nothing in the next 6 weeks. I think nothing's going to happen. I just been bonkers, right? I just been in a delusional state, but I don't know.
All yet to be determined. We will see.
Listen, I could just see it going. Also, people are starting to breathe again. People are starting to like think things are over especially with COVID. You know, things are easing up. You'll see.
Yeah,
there's 6 days to go till the restrictions end in England, right?
Yes. Well, not end, but the next phase till it drops down.
Right. Look, you go from next stage to next stage. Pretty like we're probably going to stop masks outdoors in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's what my daughter tells me, who works for the army on the Corona hotline, right? So she has the most up-to-date information.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what she tells me. So they and then by the end of the year, they'll end masks indoors as well. And it's really like, but what we have like the vaccine passport thing, right? Going on. So, which I know a lot of people are very against. And for me, it just seems practical.
Yeah, it's as I've said to people, it's if it was a permanent thing, we've been at war with this virus, and it's no different to rationing after the Second World War. These things are a means to an end in the short term. I'd want to think it would be a short-term thing, not a long-term thing. I'd be very against it in the long term. But yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. There's got to be some. You can't just say as you were.
Exactly. I mean, I think you can in about 6 months from now, maybe.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Potentially.
6 to 9 months. Again, yeah. I mean, when at that point there really is like a herd immunity, and anybody who gets it who doesn't want the vaccine.
Yeah.
Doesn't want the vaccine. Okay, fine. So you fine. That's your choice. Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe in forcing people.
Yeah, but like, if the majority take it, I think what was my wife telling me this morning that Israel. Okay. There's another reason why I think we're at the end of days. Okay, Israel just had its 4th election, and it's unable to form a government. I mean, they're trying, but they're not going to be able to. Because you have to put together, you don't get a one winning party. You have like the biggest party gets like about 20, 30 seats maximum. You need 62. So they need to form a coalition. And you can't form a coalition because there's not enough people, because we're too evenly divided, 50-50, because this one won't get sit in a government if that part is in it. And so we just had our 4th election in about a year and a half. So we haven't been. So we don't have a functional government, and we haven't had for a while. So anyway, the upshot of this is because of infighting, we're not getting another 700,000 vaccine shots. That because we haven't paid for the last 2 million of them yet. And the reason we haven't paid them is because we don't have a finance minister. There's like political wrangling going on.
Yeah, of all the reasons. Yeah. No, I had no idea. As you know, I don't watch a great deal of news. I'm trying to take a little bit more interest because things are, tensions are heightening on a daily basis, it seems.
Right. Oh, here. So PD Rich also says, the virus may have been, seems very convenient to be unintentional. You know what? I think it was an accident. Honestly, I'm just a religious fanatic. I put things down to the hand of God. I think God wanted this to be here, right? And the only way you can get us in this, and listen, without the virus, Trump certainly would have won the election without blinking, right? So I think it's there would have no hope with the mail-in ballot thing, right? Which is essentially what swung it for them. They won the election essentially in the courts before the election, in the 6 months before the election. It was only Texas that was really screaming about all this like unconstitutional stuff that was going down, and the only one who really blocked it. But anyway, whatever. But I think the only way it could have happened was the pandemic. So I think listen, I see the hand of God in everything. That's just, I'm a religious fanatic. I do think like Barack Obama was an inevitable president because the financial crash happened at the exact right millisecond to put him over the edge, right? So there you go. It's there's this thing, there's this idea that God intervenes to pick the kings, the rulers of rulers of the world. And so, I can totally see that. I don't, did he intervene to get Trump elected? I'm not even sure. It was certainly, I think the only reason he got elected because people didn't believe he could be elected. So there was no reason to stop him. Right. That's what I really think that, like, looking back now, had they had any idea that he had any chance, we would have had a similar thing happen in 2016 as opposed to 2020. When I say similar thing, completely legitimate election, YouTube. It was completely legitimate. Absolutely. No one questions that. And Jeffrey Epstein absolutely killed himself. 100%. Okay? This is what the official line is. We will not vary. We will not vary that. Yes. Penises can be absolutely feminine. I'm with you, YouTube. Anyway, fine. I was going to do this article, but I think I'm done. I think I'm out of steam. Yeah, but let me show this article.
Yeah, which one was it?
I think I have to do it as a video.
We always get stuck into audios, don't when we talk on.
Well, that's it. You see. So this guy wrote, "No, film critics aren't out of touch. Internet warriors are the problem." Oh god! Recent study says diverse films such as The Last Jedi are hated by the public and loved by critics. But the true dynamic is murkier. No, the public couldn't care less. So their passionate fan base hated it. Anybody who knew what they were watching hated it.
Who's written this? This is somebody who's on. Robbie, you are a dick.
Well, he actually put. We should look at his Twitter. I'll put this in the video. When I read this, we'll look at his Twitter to see what the people's responses were to it. And they weren't good. They weren't good. Obviously, he's going to mention La La Land because he's a critic.
Look at it. Hundreds of words of no doubt absolute abject spin and BS.
It's basically saying, why aren't I in charge anymore? Right? Why aren't I in charge? Here, 1 second. So here, I'm just going to show you how the article ends, which shows you everything.
I've spoken to people like this, people who have worked in legacy media, and they can't get over the fact that ordinary, everyday ticket buyers are now allowed to speak their mind about that which they've seen. That customers, that fan bases, that the people who've built up these brands are now allowed to say whether they like something or whether they don't publicly. They really want to take it away from you, and because they can't do it legally or morally, instead they come up with nonsense like this and create this sort of class system. Yes, they are coming for it legally.
As soon as they can, they will. Here, so this final sentence is, all that's really changed, I suspect, is that 20 years ago, the professionals still got the last word. These days, we only get the first. You don't even get that because nobody reads you anymore.
very, very last place that people go.
Exactly.
Sorry, Bobby.
You are just filler. You're filler because people expect to see you, right? And like that, you like I can't believe I had to go to the Wayback Machine because this was behind a paywall. You think anybody's going to pay for this? Are you out your mind?
I believe that good writers will always come through. That people who can write whatever they're writing about. I just believe that people like Bobby should really admit that you've lost this one, and that you should put your writing talents, to other use. Because everybody's got a voice. Everybody's always had a view about these things. Now we've all got a voice and a way of expressing it if we choose to. To seek to silence that and to turn that back, my friend, you're never going to win that long term. Go write about something else. Use your talent to write about something unique, because everybody's got a view on this stuff, and we've always had it, and we'll always be allowed it, and this is not going to stop.
Yeah, I mean the trouble now is that you don't just have to sell yourself to an editor that might be at the same party as you, right? You can't. It's not just that simple. Now you've got to sell yourself to the public, right? No one's going to put up with you being obnoxious. You've got to be entertaining, and you can't be condescending, right? Like editors like condescension. People like being entertained. Right, yeah, Bob Economy exists to sell ads, says Darren M. Not for the content. Well, we will be making use of it tomorrow in a video. So there you go. That'd be awesome. I was going to look at something in Bounding into Comics. There was a new story just came out. Let's have a quick look. Bounding.
And people like Bobby, they're even more angry at sites like Bounding into Comics, voices like ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Are stepping into that arena. Web space.
Facebook gives a thumbs down to Wonder Woman. Joss Whedon Theta's Gal Gadot's career on set of Justice League. Oh man, they're coming for him now.
Joss.
Let's see what he said, and then I really got to
go. Yeah, me too.
There we go. Hollywood Reporter. It's just right. Kim Masters. I'll tell you. Godot stated, "I'm happy for Ray to speak out the truth." Okay, she continued. I wasn't there with the guys that shot with Whedon. I had my own experience with him, which wasn't the best, but I took care of it there. And when it happened, I took it to the higher ups, and they took care of it. But I'm happy to Ray to go out and speak the truth. Whoa! She just eviscerated him. Godot did not. Oh boy, this sound. You know what this sounds like? What's her name? Sarah, starry-eyed girl, having to deal with somebody. Right? She's like. This strikes me as something who pisses her off. She's like, yeah, no, I just dealt with it then. Liam Nelson's here. How you doing, mate? I'm about to go. I'm hungry. I want to have dinner.
Yes, thanks for having me on. I've enjoyed it. Thanks everybody for the comments and for listening to me and us ramble.
Just let me check. We're doing it. Okay, fine.
BSG.
Fine. BSG. He hasn't seen the second part yet. I'm gonna say no worries. Just let me know when. So that's not happening tomorrow night. No way. I might do that as part of my Thursday show. I just incorporate it in. That might be the plan. Fine. So there you go. Wow. That's a channel update. Fine. By the way, when I came on this morning, at the beginning of the show, felt like this morning, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I played my intro movie. And instead of pressing the button to add my video to the picture to the screen, I pressed the end broadcast button by mistake. So for the one time, I was very happy they had an Are You Sure? Right, that really helped me out. Yeah, I'm glad to be sure. Very good. So I hit the end broadcast button. Please go sub to Facebook. It is a fine channel, and it's very
please do. We'll be back with more content. Eventually, we've been off for just over a week due to a technical problem my end, but we're streaming. Yeah, I'm streaming at 8 o'clock with Ian Diaz, the Mega Geek. So anybody wants to come and watch that, by all means, while I'm still breaking this new kit in, I may be on camera. We're just doing an hour. Yeah, we're just doing an hour. Myself and Ian and anybody else who wants to come in for a chat, and we're going to chat because Ian's gone and he's watching it right now. I think he's watching Revolution of the Daleks, the special from New Year.
Oh no!
He wanted to see it. Why? He said, "Can I come and talk about it?" And I said, "Well, okay, if you insist." So I thought it was a good way to just roll back into streaming after Easter. So yeah, we'll be on late.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it. I cannot wait to hear it. Fine. I'm hitting the end broadcast button. What is it? Do you want to put the link? Do you want to put the link in the chat? Oh, he's already put the link in the chat. Right, okay, PD, put the link. Go head over there. Go sub. That's starting in just over an hour. Just under an hour, is it? Yeah, 8:45.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. We're just going to chew the fat for an hour, see how it goes.
So I just have time to go and get my tweet. Hit the unreal.